in this bizarre world we live in, um, they're just things that mystify you that you just don't understand the purpose or what the hell was somebody thinking. And for Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Sean Perry, um, I don't even know what to say. The fact that you lost your lives on some complete nonsense on a school trip, it's too sad for anyone to even process. The alleged person that did this was a guy named Christopher Darnell Jones. Um, he took the lives of these three men. He wounded two others, and they got him in custody. What made this 22-year-old man do what he did? He didn't talk to pretty much nobody as he got on the bus. They went to Washington to see a play, and then they was to go out to get some Ethiopian food afterwards, right? And then most of the group of the Virginia football team didn't know Jones, who briefly played football like about 4 years ago or something. And he wasn't in their class focused on African American playwrights or something like that. He had been invited along by their professor because he was taking some social justice class with her or something. He sat apart from them in the theater, you know, as the 2 dozen other students, they watched the play about Emmett Till, who lost his life to, racial violence. So while people was chatting about the play, they had just seen, and they was moving around the bus. Some people were bonding, laughing. Jones, that guy just stayed in the back. Then, the dude Lynch, who's the sophomore, had met Jones like once before, but he tried out to be runway models or something for a group on campus or something like that, some fashion cause, some stuff like that, but it didn't work out. She went to go talk to him and make sure he felt included as far as the rest of the group. She told him, "You shouldn't try to do fashion for a cause again with me in the spring. You should try that." And she returned to her seat. They were trying to pull up to the garage, and something went crazy. She thought they was getting ready to pull up to the garage next to the theater building when the shooting began. And Lynch was there. She said she thought it was a overinflated bag of chips popping, but her ears wouldn't stop ringing. She smelled smoke, gunpowder, and then she ducked to the floor and tried to hide by pulling a jacket or a blanket over her head. The gunshots kept coming, and they stopped. And she saw someone stroll down the aisle, and she saw that burgundy sweatshirt he'd been wearing all day. And she said he was walking slowly with an odd kind of swagger towards the bus door. Once he got outside, she heard more shots being fired. She heard others shouting, "Get off the bus, we have to get off." Lavelle Davis was laying face down in the middle of the bus. Davis was charging his cell phone, using her computer, and talking about being able to play football again as he was recovering from concussion protocol. He was shot in the head. She went and rushed to his side. Her friend took his pulse. It was faint, but they tried to find a way to help him, talking to him all the while. She didn't want him to die. They were talking to him the whole time. So they had to get off the bus and go into the drama building. Jones went inside the campus and into lockdown for 12 hours. He was arrested Monday after a massive manhunt. Now he's charged with 3 counts of second-degree murder. They don't know his motive for why he did it. A lot of people are not ready to talk about what happened, but this is crazy. I'm just baffled right now. Mm-mm. I mean, this stuff puts me in a different state, and this is hard. It's hard to talk about it because you know, it's hard to talk about. Then you got the Shanquella Robinson situation. Now, this hits home with me because Shanquella Robinson could easily be my sister or anybody else, and that's the first person I thought of because my sister liked to travel with her friends, and people she barely know. And it brings up the Kenneka Jennings situation that happened here in Rosemont. In North Carolina, this family is seeking, you know, information based off of Shaquella Robinson's everything. The local news team they had reported that the Robinson family saw their daughter on the 28th, the day they went to Cabo, Mexico, for a vacation, and she gets a call and said that her daughter wasn't feeling well, and they was gonna call a doctor, and she had been throwing up. She has been suffering from alcohol poisoning. So she gets another call from them saying they're sending 3 ambulances here, and I'm sorry she didn't make it. They tried to save her, but she didn't make it. Now, however, upon hearing the FBI, I mean the Mexican authorities, they realized what led to her death was different from what the friends had told. She was with her best friends and some friends that she knew of. Um, it was very eerie that one of her best friends, that she considered her best friends, was recording the situation as it was happening. As a videotape come out of her getting beat. She's not wearing any clothes, and she's just getting beat and pummeled by this other girl who's supposed to be her friend or something while they out there. And she's obviously doesn't know what's going on. And her neck had been broken, and she had back spasms. There was a cracked spinal cord. Her eyes was closed shut. She had a knot on her forehead. So someone had attacked her. Since then, her friends returned back to Charlotte. They left her body back in Cabo. And as soon as the news got to social media, some of the people on social media knew it was the friends that did it. And they had a video being shared that showed someone beaten up by someone that resembled her. It was on a North Carolina blog. Several friends that was with her at the time of her death. And this guy named Wiggins or whatever was there as part of the troop. He said he had nothing to do with her death. But this was a problem because now there's more to the story and there's more video. But it made people remember what happened to uh, the girl in Chicago who passed away, who was at the hotel out here in Rosemont. The 19-year-old girl who was found in a freezer, just frozen to death. Said she was intoxicated and stumbled her way in there after leaving a party. And her friends who was present at the party, the story kept changing over and over and over. And now, that tragic video, the girl who was the suspected girl who was beating on Shaquella Robinson in the video, Deja Jackson. Now, the problem is, it's going to really be hard. And she's down in Winston-Salem. She wants to be a healthcare professional. And she's in a hotel room beating on a woman who can't defend herself. And we don't know why. But no one had mentioned there was a fight when this whole situation went down. Why did that young lady didn't have clothes on? Why was she beaten so severely? and was not fighting back. Shanquella Robinson was a businesswoman. So Alice A. Hyatt, Khalil, Winter Donovan, Najee Jackson, Nazir Wiggins, all of them were friends. Now, once her body was found and she was dead, all of them deleted their social media accounts because people had came out and blamed Dejanay. So now, as this case moves on, the person in that video is going to have to, explain what happened, why there was a fight, what was going on, when someone's clearly not trying to fight, and none of this was mentioned to the cops. They just went home. They were her friends, but they left her. Just don't make sense. I can't make any sense of it. So I'm out, man. I can't even talk about this no more, man. I'm drained mentally just from the stress of it. It's heavy.